Hello, I'm in Unit 4, Lesson 5. This is related rates, and this is part 2 of the homework. So we're looking at a water trough 10 meters long, cross-section of an equilateral triangle. So it's going to look like this, using my amazing 3D drawing abilities here. So I know it's 10 meters long, equilateral triangle. So all three sides of the trough are of equal length. So I'm just going to redraw the face, because it's really the face that we're worried about. Water is added, so dV by dt is 2 cubic meters per minute. Find the rate of change of the water level, so that is dH by dt is what we're looking for. So that is the unknown when H is root 3 meters deep. So it's a volume, so, whoops, not start with volume here. So volume equals 1/2 base times length times width. Now that 10, that's a constant, that's not going to change, so we can plug that in. So that's 1/2 base length, oops, doesn't really matter, the variables, base times 10 times width. So we end up with 5 BW. Now, I need to get down to one variable, so I need to find a relationship between B and W here. So I'm going to go back to my equilateral triangle, and I'm going to cut her in half. So, do they give us original dimensions here at all? Water trough, it's a cross section, it's an equilateral triangle. All right, still, not really. So we know that this length and this length and this length are all the same. I got to find the height of this triangle because of that formula. It should be base times height in the formula instead of a W. So that being said, doesn't really matter. So what is the relationship? Well, the height of this triangle is going to be, let's use Pythagorean identity. So the hypotenuse, so h squared equals a squared plus b squared. So there's my hypotenuse right there. So L squared equals, A is going to be one of my sides, so let's call that h squared. Now, because it's an equilateral triangle, we know that that length is just going to be half L. So plus 1/2 L squared. So L squared equals h squared plus 1/4 L squared. Bring that to the other side. 3/4 L squared equals h squared. If I take the square root of both sides, I will end up with root 3. We can do this because it's all multiplication. Root 3 over 2L equals h. Okay, so there's the height in terms of my other variable, because the base of this triangle, when we're trying to find this area, there's the base. So now we're into one equation for volume. So back to my volume equation, 5 times L, so that's the base of the triangle, multiplied by the height of the triangle, which we found down here. So it'd be root 3 over 2L. Putting that together, 5 root 3 over 2 L squared is the volume for this particular trough. So now we can take a derivative. dV by dt will equal, the 2's will cancel. I'll write that in for now. 5 root 3 over 2 L dL by dt. And I really didn't want it, I wanted it in terms of height. But we can do this. Can we do this the long way? They just gave us, what did they give us? They gave us the depth. Okay, well, we can still work with that. Well, no, we want dH by dt. I'm going to have to back it up because I messed that up. Just back to this line here. I've got to replace, I want h in my final answer. So that means that I got to get rid of my L's. So, unfortunately, back to this line right here. We're going to solve for L. L is equal to 2h over root 3. So this is the value I want. I had the right process. I'm just got to make sure you replace the right variable. I want h in the equation at the end. So equals 5. And instead of saying L for my base, I'm going to replace it with what I found down here. So L is really 2h over root 3 times the height. So simplifying that, it's 10 over root 3 h squared. So I apologize. So I wanted h in the end because that's what the information is providing. Now I can do dv by dt, which will equal 20 over root 3 h dh by dt. Now, what I was looking for originally is actually in my equation. So that means that dh by dt, just rearranging, will be dv by dt multiplied by root 3 over 20h. Doing my substitution, dv by dt is 2 times root 3 over 20. And the height is root 3. Surprise, surprise. They made it easy for us. 2 over 20 is 1/10 of a meter because we're talking about height per minute. So there we go. There is the answer you're looking for. If you need any further help, let me know.